Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Manson. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a show here that I really can't even believe that we're producing. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. As y'all know, Ja Morant over the last 2 months or so found himself in the media for all the wrong reasons. Found himself in the news for all the wrong reasons. Story after story started coming out surrounding some of the incidents that he was involved in, and obviously we all know what happened with the, when he was at the strip club, and then when he went on IG Live flashing a weapon and all of that. That really cost him in terms of cost him monetarily. I think he had a deal with was it Powerade? He lost that one, I believe that's a company, a Coca-Cola company. And he also took a hit in terms of his public perception, right? And he was being talked about in the media every single day for the wrong reasons. And some people say good press, any press is good press. No, not that type of press. No. You don't want that to be the reason that they're discussing you, right? So the thing got so bad that he ultimately ended up getting suspended by the Memphis Grizzlies. I think he missed upwards of 8 to 9 games or something like that, or 10 games. I could be wrong. And then he went into some type of rehabilitation center down there in Florida to work on the range of things that he went through. He then came back, did an interview with ESPN with Jalen Rose, who I haven't seen in a while. I wonder why. I don't know what's up with Jalen Rose, where he's been. So anyway, he did that. He said he's ready to turn the corner. Even his father, T. Morant, spoke up and said, hey, listen, as the father, I have a role to play in all of this, and I should be making sure that my son is walking the straight and narrow to avoid all of this type of drama. Ja Morant came out there and said, hey, listen, won't be on social media anymore, strictly focused on my NBA career. He then returned to the court, and within a game or two, he was already pulling off highlight dunks and, basically doing what a lot of people love to see him do, which is basically play spectacular, exciting basketball. Then yesterday, however, we're just kind of combing through the internet, and I looked on Twitter, and I saw, I was actually checking out CBS Sports, and I saw a report surrounding Ja Morant about an altercation that he had. And I was like, wait, what? Another incident? So what I want to do is I want to read what this report had to say here, and then we're going to come back and unpack this thing. So starts off, Memphis shoe salesman says Grizzlies Ja Morant threatened him. Police never followed up, per report. The Washington Post detailed a handful of off-court incidents involving Ja Morant in a story published on Thursday. In a Washington Post story by Gus Garcia Roberts and Molly Hensley Clancy, a 22-year-old shoe salesman named Given Busby said that the Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant threatened him last summer as he hid in the back of a sneaker store for nearly an hour. Busby also said that after telling Memphis police about it, he never heard from them again. Separately, Joshua Holloway, who plays point guard for Oak Hill Academy, identified himself as a high school basketball player whom Morant allegedly punched during a pickup game last summer. The Post reported that while Sergeant Annette Cotton told Patrolman Gregory Stratman, "Okay, on what your end we're going to handle is just as normal." Following an interview at Holloway's house on the day of the altercation, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office didn't interview Morant for 6 weeks, didn't ask him about Holloway's allegations that he flashed a handgun, and were not interested in identifying Morant's friend, Devontae, who also allegedly hit Holloway. The detectives shelved the case, citing a lack of evidence. The Post also obtained a police report stating that in September, when Morant and his group and people involved in an incident at his sister's high school in Germantown, Tennessee, someone in the group slapped a phone out of the hand of a student who was filming. The confrontation took place at a volleyball game, and according to police officer who wrote the report, students said that the associate of Morant's threatened to beat them. One of the parents wanted to press charges, but Grizzlies head of security Kevin Helms showed up to help smooth over the situation. According to Post, Germantown Police Captain Kevin Simpson, who would not tell the Post whether or not detectives ever identified the man who made the alleged threat. Here's more from Bubsby in the Post article. As he handled a busy day at the store, Busby said a customer became angry that had helped two white women before her. Busby, who is black, said he never intended to disrespect anyone, but she became angrier still. Busby said when he informed her that he didn't have the shoe she wanted, the Nike Vapor Max 2021 in orange and cheetah print in her size, she began following him around and yelling, Busby said, saying she would call her son. Busby's manager sent him into the back, he said, fearing for his safety. Busby said he didn't learn that the woman was Jamie Morant, Ja's mother, until the superstar arrived with a group around around 9 people. Where's the short guy with the dreads? Morant kept shouting, according to Busby. Morant went into part of the store where customers weren't allowed, Busby said, and looked through the window of the stockroom. He said Morant then shouted, I'm going to wait until you get off work. 4 days later, he went to a Memphis police precinct to report what happened. The resulting police report, which the Post obtained through a public records request, showed that Busby told the same story to an officer. He told the police that the store had security cameras so they could review footage if needed. But the police never followed up, Busby said. I just feel like they thought I was lying, basically, Busby said. More on Holloway. Holloway, the high school basketball player punched by John Morant, said he idolized the Grizzlies star and considered him a mentor. Brimming with pride when Morant appeared at one of his games, gifted him sneakers and invited him to his home for pickup games. Then his basketball hero attacked him, Holloway said, after he threw a ball that slipped through Morant's hand and hit him in the chin. Morant kept hitting him after he fell to the ground, Holloway told police. The knot on the side of his head faded, but he has been left feeling anxious and betrayed. He filed a suit against Morant and his friend, Devontae Pack, in September. Morant and Pack's lawyers have called the lawsuit a shakedown orchestrated by Holloway's mother, who initially asked for $11 million to settle her family's claims. During their own interview with the detectives, the Holloways attempted to provide evidence of their own, sharing messages that Alex Lomax, Joshua Holloway's cousin, a guard for the University of Memphis basketball team, sent to Morant and Pack on Instagram, confronting them about the altercation. Damn, what's good, Lomax wrote. Y'all beat up my youngin' yesterday, Lil Josh. Ask Lil Bro what he did, Morant responded, according to the message, which were later filed in Holloway's report. I gave him chances. Wouldn't do a youngin' like that for no reason. Lil Bro want people to feel sorry for him for something he caused. Real N ain't moving like that, Lomax wrote. That's a kid. Real N gonna get disrespected or a ball thrown at their face. Real N gonna get disrespected or a ball thrown at their face either, Morant responded. The detectives, though, appeared unimpressed. I guess this is gonna sound bad, but to play devil's advocate with a kind of situation like that, he doesn't really state what he did, Detective Melvin Harris told the Holloways. What are my thoughts? In my honest opinion, I'm gonna refer to this. I'm gonna talk about this retroactively. I'm gonna talk about it in the past tense because John Morant has said he's turned the corner. He's a new man, and he's no longer that person anymore. So I'm going to talk about this retroactively. It seems like John Morant was on some serious BS, on some unproductive BS. I'll tell you guys a story. When I was in high school, I went to high school art and design. Funny enough, I know Mark Jacobs, Calvin Klein went to my school. Jay Mills went to my school. ASAP Ferg, who was a junior when I was a senior, he went to my school. I just found out Mobb Deep and Fabulous went to my school. I didn't know that. But anyway, and I met Fabulous once. He was pretty cool dude when I was in high school. But anyway, when I was in high school, there was a kid. And I don't remember his name very well. I don't remember his name. He was I want to say he was a Crip. Now, this particular kid, according to what I heard about him, he was a very, very, very smart guy. He had excellent grades, very, very sharp. But he was on thug mode, bully mode, walking around with his guys, bullying people, trying to intimidate kids. He was just on that time. I remember one day we were in the gym. We were watching a basketball game. This dude walks in with his people, of course, because he's always with people. These dudes. He walks in, and I think somebody was eating some McDonald's because we had a McDonald's next to our high school. This dude walks up, and he just put his hand in the kid's McDonald's, his French fries, and took it and just started eating it and kept it moving. Like, what are you going to do? You know you're not going to do nothing. You know. So this is what he was on. Very smart guy, got good grades, but for whatever reason, he was trying to prove what he was trying to prove. So we all graduated, moved on. He was older than me. I remember that. We graduated. And like maybe a year or two later, I was talking to one of my friends that went to high school. And I asked her, hey, what's up with that kid? I forgot his name, but this guy, because she knew them. She knew them. And apparently he had moved to Florida. He went to Florida. I forgot what university he went to for college. I was like, oh, she's like, yeah. One of his friends told me he got killed. I said, what? She said, yeah, one of his friends told me he got killed. I said, really? She goes, yeah. You know, she said he probably went over there and was trying to try that same nonsense he was doing in high school. And somebody wasn't having it. And now he's a cautionary tale that I'm telling you guys. If you go back and sit down and think about that situation, the question you have to ask yourself is, what was that for? Here you are. You're a handsome guy. He was a good looking guy. You're very smart. You are on your way to a good college, which you were. And if you had just kept working hard, staying focused, not being a nuisance and a troublemaker, you would have finished college, had a great job, went on to have a great career. Hell, who knows? You'd probably be an executive somewhere or CFO somewhere. Who knows? Very, very sharp guy. But instead, you gotta be the tough guy. I gotta be the dude that gotta show you that I'm really that dude. And what I think some of these guys don't realize, because some do, is that you're never going to be the toughest guy in the world. There's always somebody tougher than you. It's just the reality. You're the biggest gangster until you meet the bigger gangs. It's just the reality. For anybody that you can think is a monster, there's always somebody more gruesome than that dude. There always is. That's number one. Number two, nobody's invincible. Nobody is invincible. No one is invincible. No one. No matter how maybe your money will make you feel and all of that, no one is invincible. They can get presidents. Nobody is invincible. No one. No matter what some people think. And most real gangsters will tell you that. They will tell you that. That's why most gangsters, real ones, they're not belligerent in the sense that they're usually not reckless. They choose their battles very carefully. And a lot of them are aware that they themselves could be got. They know that. So they don't just move around recklessly and think, oh, well, I can do. No. They don't move like that. Most of the guys that move like that, they're not here anymore. They're not. Yes, they're dangerous, but they're very cautious as well. They take calculated risks. Calculated risks. In the case of former Ja, I think he was on that guy that went to my high school. They were on that type of time. In the case of Ja Morant, you have a once-in-a-lifetime talent. You're able to play basketball very, very well. And people love the way you play, which makes you a rare commodity. It makes you a magnet for sponsorships and millions of dollars. I remember reading a report where they said Ja Morant could possibly go down as like an NBA player that becomes a billionaire before 30. I mean, he's on that type of trajectory. But for whatever reason, he just cannot seem, or at least he just couldn't seem to shake the foolishness. That's all that is. That is all that is. You know why? Because there is no end game in that. There's nothing to be gained. Nothing. The only thing you'll gain in a situation like that and in cases like that are respect from the people around you that couldn't do a damn thing for you if you lost the opportunity that you have. If Ja Morant wasn't an NBA player, what could these guys do for him? No, really. What could they? Now think of what Ja Morant can do with the position that he's in. How many lives it could impact around him. But nevertheless, we have these stories. Everybody wants to be a tough guy. Everybody. Like Michael Jai White said, it's very attractive to be the tough guy. Sometimes it is okay to be yourself. I'll tell you something. Tough guys have more respect for people that can keep it real with themselves over people that are fronting. I'm going to say it again. Tough guys have more respect for people that can keep it real with themselves than people that go out there and lie to themselves and others. A tough guy will see a guy that says, hey man, I'm a pedestrian. I'm not a tough guy. I don't live that life. Tough guys are not going to go after that guy unless you're a bully. They're like, you know what, I respect son. Because he's keeping it real. He's not up here lying and trying to be something he's not. They'll leave you alone. They'll leave you alone. They're like, okay, what am I going to gain off of that? What am I gaining off of picking on somebody that's not on that type of time? They don't even feel good about it. What gets them is the guys that go out there and try to portray that they're tough because they're going to test your game. They're going to test you. They're going to want to find out, okay, you saying all of this? I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. And then we're going to find out whether or not you're real or not. To me, there's nothing wrong with being yourself. If you're a naturally tough guy, fine, be yourself. But if you're in a situation where you want to prove something and you're jeopardizing your dollars and your future, that's stupidity. It is flat out stupidity. And anybody who endorses that is stupid themselves. There's no other way to label it, guys. It's stupidity. It is pure stupidity. It is a fruitless endeavor. And to me, man, I'm happy that Ja Morant got the help that he needed, and he's turned the corner. But this type of behavior is absolutely pointless. If more guys spent more time on coming up with good ideas, being entrepreneurial, focusing on enterprise, than spending time trying to be tough and prove you're tough and do all of this, we would be in a different place right now. The energy that some dudes unfortunately put into trying to be tough, if they put that same energy into coming together and making money and building ideas, we would be in a different place. I'm going to say it once more. It is a fruitless endeavor. And for those of you watching this show that feel like, yo, that life is attractive, but you know in your heart, you know you're not that person that you portray to be, that you're trying to portray out there. Listen to the cautionary tale that I just told you about the guy that went to my high school. Where is he now? And what did he accomplish? And what was it for? Absolutely nothing.